you're buying any cards from TCG Player, please use the link in the description to help support my content. This video is sponsored by Pokemon Store, TCG Player, PokemonCard.io, and Card Market. Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video here. We're going to be taking a look at the Mew VMAX Meloetta deck. I heard your feedback about competitive decks and whatnot and a mix, and I do feel like I'm happier and my content is definitely more enjoyable when I am doing well and winning. Therefore, I should be playing top meta decks more often. They also get the more views overall, so it makes sense, right? And some people mentioned the focus between competitiveness and entertainment. I feel like when I started Tailmon, my goal was never to only entertain, right? It was more about teaching and sharing the knowledge that I've accumulated back when I started, of 15 years of competitive Pokemon. Now it's 20. Although I guess the last 2 years there hasn't been any competitive Pokemon, or there has been with the Players Cup and whatnot, but just not quite at the same level with tournaments every weekend, right? Or high level tournaments every weekend or every other weekend. So anyways, I'm rambling. Mew VMAX, the Meloetta version. So I decided that this is what the current build or the standard build looks like, and I do believe this is a very weak version to pass to a peak, right? I have been struggling against Jolteon, have been beating up this deck quite a bit when using Jolteon myself, so I decided that if the main thing stopping this deck from being even more successful is pass to a peak, then I might as well try and counteract that. So what I'll be doing live right now is taking out a Meloetta, which I feel is a nice option, but also not like that fantastic or overall great. I don't think I've pulled off a 4 energy Fusion Strike Melodious Echo once in like at least 15 to 20 games using this deck. So it also doesn't have 4, so you could price 1. I keep pricing 2 for some reason. So overall I feel like the Meloetta, it's nice, but it's not that great as you would expect it to be. So I'm taking that out for a second Old Cemetery. The previous damage can be very helpful against some decks to make the math nice and dandy for the power tablets and the vitality band. We like everything else is pretty stable, but there is an argument to having a 5th stadium in my opinion, and I feel like the 3rd basic energy could be the cuttable card, as the vitality band could be. So either of those could easily be cut for a 5th stadium or a copy of Peony. I feel like having access to 1 Peony perhaps, or even taking out a boss's orders and adding 2 Peonies along with the energy could actually be impactful, because it would make it finding the power tablets at the same time much easier. It would clean up your hand for Genesect as well, would guarantee your Mew VMAX off of the incense. So I don't know, I feel like there's definitely potential for Peony still in this deck. But of course, if other decks are not playing Peony and they're playing their super turbo version, then you do need to play a turbo version in order to keep up. So I'm gonna take this small change that I made. Let's jump into ladder and see what we can go up against. Alright, so we are going to go second, and surprisingly we are going to start with the 1 copy of Meloetta. So obviously Meloetta is pretty good when you do end up going second, which is half the time on average. So to get you this potentially turn 1 attack, or potential turn 1 attack, we are up against single strike, so more merit, right, to the Meloetta, especially if I can get this turn 1 KO. That would be pretty fantastic. My opponent says well played, and then immediately concedes. I assume he didn't have another Pokemon and he just assumed I would get everything going, which I actually had the perfect cards to do so. So on to the next one, I guess. Alrighty, so we are going to go up against probably another Mew deck based on the coin, right? And it is another Mew deck, as we see the Genesect right here. My hand is not anything to write home about with this double Great Ball. I'm looking for Genesect obviously, but I'm not guaranteed Genesect at all. right, at all. My opponent having to thin out basically his whole hand just to draw one card, which if it's not energy, then I'm pretty sure he's fine. We could have a turn just as underwhelming as his, or just as good. So I'm actually going to choose the Meloetta. I did not price any Genesect, which is great news, and that does increase my chances of finding them off of the Great Ball. And I do find two of them right here. I wish I could play both Great Balls at the same time and just grab both Genesects. That would be great, but actually both of my Great Balls find me Genesect. So now, with this information, do I commit to the Meloetta? That is the question. I feel like I do. I don't think I lose much by doing so. Although one power tablet does the trick as well of the Mew. I need a lesser sparkle no matter what. I might as well just only need a lesser sparkle rather than a power tablet on top of that. So we'll draw 3 cards. Well, there's the power tablet. Pretty funny to see. I also draw another Fusion Strike Energy, which is not ideal, and that will be that. Sort of regretting my decision now, but it is what it is. The boss to stall, yeah, that's why I played it. And oh wait, okay, so in my mind, wow, nice draws. In my mind, Mew was weak to Psychic, so actually I needed a lesser sparkle. Yeah, Mew was never getting the KO, so that's very odd thinking from me, but oh well. Okay, it's fine. So now I will commit energy to the Mew VMAX. We'll go ahead and Fusion Strike system. I do need a Lessa and switch in order to accomplish anything this turn. My Lessa is there. I also need to not draw my last Fusion Strike energy on top of things. And I do find a switch and one chance to find the Lessa, which I do not find. So I think it's boss again. My opponent is down 2 switches, right? So hopefully this delays him enough. I feel like I do want the Mew VMAX to tank the hit. Probably not, actually. Another Genesect, Rotom Phone. Alright. And we see the Genesect again for 3 more cards. Another Genesect. Very nice. So we're both finally gonna get going. My commitment of the energy to the Meloetta for the potential turn 1 knockout ended up hurting me, right? It meant I did not get an attack off this turn, and the Cramomatic heads flip means my Mew is getting damaged. Yep. Oh well. Not much I can really do about this. Not much I can actually. Next card, Alessa, of course. Okay, I mean, now with the 4 energy, all I need is 1 power tablet in order to knock out this Mew VMAX, and that would probably get me into a very, very good spot. So sure. 1 power tablet. Can I? Oh wait, what? I priced 2 power tablets? Oh my god. You're actually kidding me. Wow. Yeah, I'm definitely attacking with Meloetta at some point this game. Maybe even now. Okay. Come on. 1 head flip, please. No, my opponent got their head flip. Why can't I get my head flip? And see, this is where I would love to have the peony. Oh, come on, man. I whiffed the Alessa Sparkle 3 turns in a row. I prized 2 power tablets and flip tails. Unbelievable. Okay, so generally speaking, depending on how my opponent plays this out, they are down 3 switches. If this is a standard list, they might have 1 escape rope left, or maybe not. So another boss's orders could actually be very impactful here. This is crazy though, how every little advantage I almost had, I was always short on the... And all because I attached to the Meloetta on turn 1. Because I was trying to get the KO, but I feel like I should have played to that. I don't think that was a mistake. Anyways. Alternate win condition for sure. Possible thanks to the 4 boss's orders that I do play. Jeez. Could have gotten more chromatics, quick balls to thin my hand. But I mean, prizing 2 power tablets, that's just unreal. In the one game in the main situation where I'm gonna need them too. Okay, so I do want my opponent to spread out their energies. Yep, there's the 4. And no psychics down, however. Well, 1 psychic down, I guess. Okay, so my opponent does switch, does go for the max miracle here. I mean, they need boss to win, but they're down to 1 boss. Top decay switch, completely useless. I generally think my play is to try and win through boss's orders, which apparently I am not going to find anytime soon. Okay, fail that too. And at this point I have to expect my opponent has access to boss's orders, no matter what. So fail that, attach you, 1 more Genesect. Alright, fail that. Okay, I'm gonna play Escape Rope, see what my opponent does. It would be really cool if they promote a Genesect themselves. I think they're gonna promote the Meloetta, although they could value the energy, right? They could actually really value the energy. They're never promoting Mew. They do promote the Meloetta, okay. Okay, so there is value in KOing the Meloetta, actually. There's 1 boss. So I'm gonna KO the Meloetta, because then that makes their KO so unlikely, right? Yeah, they're down 2 power tablets, so that actually means it's impossible for them to KO me, to one-shot this Mew. Still 2 power tablets priced, not that that matters in any way, shape, or form. Well, it could. Alright, we see a boss onto a Mew VMAX. See a crystal not grabbing anything. Please attach. Please attach a psychic to the Mew. Please attach a psychic to the Mew. Counters their own stadium, so now even if they discarded a psychic, they cannot get any back. They're gonna have access to 3 cards here though. So if they priced any energies, that could be problematic. That chromatic head flip is probably for a boss. Incredible, I haven't seen any chromatics at all. No energy discards from my opponent. So if they commit an energy somewhere, then I boss the other if they attach the energy. I mean, I think I have to play to that. I absolutely have to play to the bosses now. it's this boss only. So maybe I should have bossed last turn. We'll see. Alright, so I'm just gonna do this. And then I'll play this. I do have one boss left. So let's do this and fail it. And then we'll do this. And then we'll do this just to get closer to the boss. I should have attached actually. Okay, this actually is also pretty useful. And then no use in playing that stadium myself, so I'll choose Fusion Strike System for 1. And I'll attack to pretend that I'm like, I don't know, I have another strategy in mind, right? Okay, so it all comes down to their energy axis. Okay, they just passed, they did not attach. So did I just win? So the early game resource burn ended up mattering quite a bit. Okay, there's the attachment. So if they have another energy, I lose. So I absolutely need the boss's orders here. So discard power tablet. Come on. Come on, deck, don't do this. Okay, thank you. Thank you, PTCGO, for not screwing me over. Thank you. And let's not damage, actually. I mean, it doesn't matter, I hope. If they play 3 psychics, okay. I do need to, oh, I should have evolved, because if they do play Escape Rope, they could have that. Well, if they have Escape Rope, they have boss as well. Fingers crossed. Rotom Phone, look at their last card in their deck. So the early game, we weren't able to take advantage of what happened, but they did. The early bosses burned their switches, which led to our beautiful victory. That was close. That was close. Then flipped at heads. I might have lost if they had another energy left. So I'm glad I flipped 1 heads out of 3. Alrighty. So on to another match. Based on the sleeves and deck box, could be a mirror match. I guess we're both mulliganing, so we're both gonna find out what we are up against. I mulliganed twice though, at least. And never mind, we're probably up against Jolteon VMAX, the deck that we made the change in order to try and accommodate for potential path to the peak plays. The extra mulligans, never a good thing. However, we actually have a pretty good hand to potentially take down a Jolteon on turn 1. Or take down a Sobble on turn 1. I'm happy with both. Knocking out the Sobble is actually much easier, which is great. And we're in a pretty good spot, I would say. This hand is actually pretty fantastic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I mulligan more than once. Okay, so actually I almost got the donk. Let's go ahead and Fog Crystal for a Mew. No, never mind. I'm just gonna grab the energy. Fog Crystal for energy. We'll attach that. We will quick wall away a switch for another Mew to make sure that we make the most use out of the Alessa Sparkle right here. There we go. We did not prize a single Fusion Strike energy either, which is great. I'll save the Power Tablet. I feel like this is what I'm seeing from a lot of players. They'll play the Power Tablet, right? So that they can draw 2 cards. But it's like, that could end up being very good against a Jolteon VMAX. So why? Yeah, I would play the Stadium next turn to draw more cards, but why? Right? By not playing a Stadium, I guarantee that I draw 1 less card this turn, yes, but more cards the turn after, right? And now with that Alessa Sparkle and the knowledge that I have 4 Fusion Strike energy in the deck, I know that with one Power Tablet, I can 1KO a Jolteon VMAX. So there's a path to a peak. Completely okay with that. Marnie would be a harsh thing to see here, but we do have 3 other stadiums. Alright, my energy goes back into the deck. That's fine. As we do have the Alyssa Sparkle, it all comes down to if my opponent doesn't Marnie me, then we are in a fantastic position. All right. To see a quick ball, tosses away the Marnie. That could be an indication of a research, or it could just be another Marnie, right? One of the two. One of the two. Scoop up net. Now, okay, the boss. So taking advantage of the fact that I did discard the switch. So now, I feel like if I take a knockout here, I am in such a good position that I absolutely should Alyssa Sparkle to the active right here. Power up you. And now it's not about getting all the energies, it's about I knock out this Jolteon, it's probably game over. So all I need is an energy or a switch, which means now I will be using the Power Tablet, of course. Now I will use Fusion Strike System for 4 cards, see what else I can get. And I find the escape rope, or I can simply retreat, no problem, and take the knockout with Technoblast. I cannot use Melodious Echo since I did discard one of my Fusion Strike energies, but in this current situation, the fact that my opponent didn't play a supporter, chose not to Marnie for some reason. Chose not to, well, chose boss, I guess, instead of Marnie. Not gonna give up yet. Not going to give up yet. Which is fine, right? The game's definitely not over. It's very difficult to make a comeback from this spot for them, but not impossible. Especially since my Mew cannot attack this upcoming turn, and as we see, one switch and one escape rope are going to the bottom of the deck, along with the other Fusion Strike energy. I do, however, find a switch. Path to a Peak does stop me from drawing, but I got a switch, I got a Mew VMAX, and I got an energy, so... Alright, my opponent chooses to concede after looking at their hand. Not bad. Alrighty, and we're gonna go first in this last game of the video with a pretty okay hand, not the best, not the worst. Depending on what we're up against, I might Chromatic the Power Tablet. We do seem to be up against an annoying deck with Path to the Peak and Fan of Waves and Kabu, so this is either Dragapult or Victini. So I do appreciate the mulligan, I appreciate having basic energy as well. And, alright, I'm definitely attaching Power Tablet. I don't need it to KO next turn, so if I flip heads here, which I do, I can grab the Battle VIP pass, and that's amazing. I did price 2 Battle VIP passes, so definitely gonna grab double Genesect, and then I'm gonna quick blow away the boss. No need against that sort of deck, and I'll go ahead and I could bench the Meloetta instead. That seems alright. I can use it to attack, I guess, and then we'll draw a card. And we're pretty set for next turn, right? The only thing that would stop me from attacking next turn would be a, or potentially stop me from attacking would be a Boss's Orders play. But if that happens, then I can Alyssa Sparkle to the Genesect, attach to it, retreat into Mew VMAX, and take a knockout on the Victini that way. So we are in a pretty good spot. second worst case scenario, I guess, could be boss plus path to the peak. That doesn't stop me from attacking, but it does stop me from getting a better setup from what we have right now. So ideally we don't see a path to a peak at all, right? Ideally we do not see a path to a peak at all. We appreciate that tails, that should be heads to average. Nope, we're sad. I really wish my opponent had flipped average. Chose not to bench the Victini, so now there's a chance I just win by evolve attach. And yeah, I mean, even if my opponent had flipped a heads, I had the retreat, right? So, okay, does find the quick ball, so never mind. Never mind. All right. No energy attachment either, though. That's really unfortunate. Okay, so we'll do this. We'll do the Alessa Sparkle. Power up these two for sure. I will go ahead and... I mean, could have just attached the basic energy to... This makes me sort of hammer proof, right? And definitely, like, it makes me hammer plus fan of waves proof, which is really, really nice. And this is just icing on the cake. Now I get to draw even more cards with Genesect. What I want is a stadium in my hand, right? That is what I want to make sure that I can counter those pesky, whatever they are, path to peaks, right? Path to the peak. Though I probably shouldn't have even played the Chromatic at this point. It's fine. Go ahead and cross Fusion Strike for the Techno Blast for the knockout. I have Escape Rope. I have Chromatic. I have Stadium Counter. I have Switch now. So Barney, I guess, would be the worst card to see. I should not have played the Chromatic now that I think about it. I was thinking too much on the Stadium and then, yeah, that was bad. Not bad, but just not ideal. And okay, Victini sitting at 310 HP. I will need all 3 power tablets plus Vitality Band if I want to get a one-shot, or 1 power tablet plus an Alessa Sparkle. So we'll see. Okay, first Crushing Hammer is a Tails Flip. They already played Kabu. That energy will actually stop me from... Jeez, that's all Tails for my opponent. 0 out of 4 heads. That's rough. Alright, they do play that. The Heatfire energy does mean I will need 2 power tablets now, along with all 4 Fusion Strike energy in the deck. So not the end of the world, but not great either. To see another Victini. I could just Escape Rope to knock out this guy and then play to getting the one-shot on the Victini VMAX. It's definitely what I could end up doing. And what I might actually end up doing. Okay, Vitality Band. Not crucial. Alright, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna Vitality Band. I'm gonna go ahead and attach here. I'm gonna go ahead and quick ball away the Battle VIP pass and fail it. And then I'll Escape Rope so I can attack with the Mew VMAX yet again. And I'm not gonna overdo it with the Chromatic or the Stadium or the Switch, because I do need to find double power tablet next turn if I want to get a KO, and the Alessa Sparkle. So let's just go Techno Blast KO. It always was gonna come down to this. And then if I knock out, if I have to token KO the Victini VMAX, that is also okay. So we're hoping to not get Marnied, right? And then this next Chromatic could end up being utilized for the Alessa Sparkle. That is, I guess both cards are difficult. I have, oh actually no, never mind. I have 2 copies of Alessa Sparkle left, 3 copies of power tablets. So yeah, we'll see. The Marnie does come out, but I do find the Training Court in order to counter the Path to a Peak. The energy does go back into the deck, which is not a big deal, as I still need the exact same cards in order to win this turn. And the Marnie might have actually helped, like, I don't know, thin my hand, essentially, right? So we'll see. We shall see. Let's fail both Great Balls. And we'll draw a fresh 6 cards right here. Fusion Strike System. For 6, there's 1 Power Tablet. There's the Alessa. So very, very good news. And now I go all out, right? Now I absolutely go all out. For the Power Tablet, my opponent actually decides to immediately concede, not even gonna bother waiting to see if I hit the other Power Tablet, which I did need. I was hitting for 320 damage right there. I was still 10 short, but I guess my opponent just didn't want to wait. So yeah, pretty cool deck. Happy table month, right? We won all the games in this video. Pretty great. Next up, we'll have Jolteon, and we'll see what we can do with that. Thanks so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.